Hi, good morning or good evening or whatever the time is for wherever you happen to be. It's Warren Bingham here, and this is video 5 of the IBD Medical's video series Upgrade Your Confidence, Living with Type 2 Diabetes. The theme of this particular series, of this particular episode, is my current journey. So for those who have been following the previous videos, you'll know a little bit about my background. And so what I'm going to share with you today is more about where I am here, where I am in my journey today, and what are the things that I've learned, and we'll share a few things around that. So the very first question is, where am I now, and how is my health journey going? Well, I've got to say, for me, I'm really pleased, although be it with all the challenges that come with it, my journey is looking really good. I am literally on a mission to remission. And that is that, having just read the Diabetes Australia position statement on what is remission in type 2 diabetes, I was delighted to see that they talked about and confirmed that in their minds that remission is where you have an HbA1c of 6.5 or less for more than 3 months. And in this case, I've been on a journey to get my A1Cs down below 6.5. The one that I had last month was in fact 6.3. So this is if you will, the first time that I'm really challenging myself to get to and maintain that 6.5 below outcome. My GP, on the other hand, and I have a bet that she wants me to try and achieve that 6.5 and below for 12 months, and then she'll declare it as being someone in remission. So anyway, the game is on, the bet is out there, and this is a good thing for me because it really does give me a target. It gives me something to look forward to and a focus. With my journey to date, I'm really pleased, and I probably wouldn't have done this without this thing in my life, this diagnosis. But I'm eating much better. I've got a much healthier diet today than I did previously. I eat more fresh fruit and vegetables every day than I've ever done before. We eat seafood 3 times a week, at least. Now, I wasn't a fish person, but I always loved crab and love lobster and love prawns, but we now have fish 2 to 3 times a week, and prawns as well. So really enjoying that, and it just opened up my palate of the enjoyment of seafood beyond where I was at. I do eat bread, but it's sourdough. I don't eat it every single day, and when I do, it's always sourdough, and it doesn't seem to affect me anymore. And that's because I think the balance of everything else that I'm eating allows it to be okay. From a snacks perspective, I usually eat nuts, and that's all I have. And I might have a handful of nuts before I go to bed, as in after dinner, sitting down watching TV. So from that point of view, that's what I do. And I've read articles saying that eating healthy snacks is a good thing for you. I don't eat junk food. I can't tell you when the last time I had junk food was. So from that perspective, really improved my lifestyle there. Not that I was a regular fast food eater, but it was certainly more occasional than it should have been. And in this case, it's pretty well eliminated out of my diet. COVID also helped with that, without being able to travel so much. And I'm now drinking no alcohol beer. I never thought I'd see the day that I'd be drinking beer with no alcohol in it, but actually what I did is I went out and bought 4 or 5 different styles, half a dozen stubbies at a time, and I just tested different ones every night, and it was a really good excuse to be able to drink beer. What I love about it, and interestingly enough, what I love about drinking no alcohol beer is that, first of all, it does taste good, and second of all, it feels healthy. It feels really good that I'm not actually drinking that alcohol. That said, I'm only having one a night because I do like a glass of red, and that's the next part of my journey, is to try and find a nice red wine, Shiraz, Cab Sav, Pinot, whatever it is, that is no alcohol or low alcohol. So I'm talking less than half of 1% in alcohol. And if I can find that, that'll make me really happy. So we'll see how we go on that journey. Keep posted. From an exercise perspective, I walk my dog every single day. She's one of the best motivators to get out and enjoy the sunshine, whatever the weather brings. I made sure I invested in wet weather gear so that if it's pouring with rain, I can still go out and feel and enjoy that experience. That means that before I even start my day, I've done a 5, 6, 7 kilometre walk and got some fresh air, seen the sunrise, and also did some training and spent some time with my dogs. So really, again, never did that before on a regular basis, and I look forward to it now. I get out of bed. When I get back, on most occasions I might do 20, 30, 40 push-ups over a couple of sets, and also some planking just to keep the exercise going. So I'm not fanatical, but it does feel good when I do it regularly. I also decided that since I'm going to live with this diagnosis for the rest of my life, that I might as well find something that's going to find a sport that's going to get me engaged, it's going to be fun. And wing foiling, for those who watched my last video, wing foiling is my latest hooked-in craze, if you will, and it's brilliant. There's so much going on when you're standing on a board, you're holding a wing, the board has a hydrofoil underneath, and you're basically getting the foil to fly. You're flying above the water. It's great for the core, it's great for the mind, and I'm just absolutely hooked. So for me, it was a great excuse. Having a diagnosis of a chronic disease was a great excuse to spend some money on myself and to get out there and make sure that I motivate myself to have fun, get some exercise, and enjoy the outdoors, which I do. It's just brilliant. The next question is, what am I grateful for on my journey? Well, the first thing I'm grateful for is my GP, who took it upon himself to get the bloods just because he thought it was a good idea based on my age. I was asymptomatic to diabetes. I had no indications that I was going to be a type 2 diabetic, as I've mentioned before. And if it weren't for his diligence, I wouldn't have probably had such knowledge of this. And I wouldn't be sitting here sharing with you how I think about things and how I enjoy things today. So really appreciative to Dr. Ken, because he was the start of this journey. My GP today is different because we've moved house and location, but Dr. Sue is a brilliant GP. She's very understanding and supportive, and really appreciate that. It has been, as a result, a major wake-up call to me in understanding the delicacies of life, if you will, or the delicate nature of life and my health. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I've been able to react and do something about this for myself before it really defines my health and starts taking control over my health. I'm also particularly grateful for my partner Julie, who's been an absolute rock for everything that we've tried, we've experimented. She always ate healthier than I did, so for me to fall into that area was a lot easier than perhaps I thought it would have been. And we're on a great journey together on this, and we do enjoy a much healthier lifestyle. Some of the struggles in this journey have been, and the biggest struggle really beyond the early stages, the struggles that I still experience, is just the ups and downs of the daily blood glucose readings. It's just frustrating. This morning it was 8.5, and I really have no idea why. I'm usually around 7.5 max, if you will, and somewhere between 6.5 to 7.5. So who knows why? Maybe it's because I had a really stressful day in the office, in my home office yesterday, working up a whole bunch of spreadsheets, and maybe my brain was just telling me that it was, don't do that again, and it just reflected in my blood levels. So who knows? But I think it's a case of just, it's a one-off, it doesn't happen all the time, and you just let it go. You don't carry it, you don't take it on board, you just acknowledge it and you move on. And just know that the next time you do this, it's probably going to be better. So, message, the last thing is there a message that I can share with you about not letting this disease define who you are? And really, I guess what I could share with you is that a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes doesn't have to define you. It can become your major motivating element in your life to improve the quality of your lifestyle and the way in which you look and that you enjoy the things that you have in your life. Look at it as a journey. Learn along the way. Give yourself the time and the space and the freedom to make mistakes, to succeed, and to fail. Because there is no perfect journey on this. It's really about the destination you're getting to is to improve the quality of your health. Ideally, if you can, to get into remission or to at least reduce the level of medication that you might need, but more importantly, to reduce the risks that diabetes presents if it's uncontrolled. So with that, give yourself the space to learn and to understand and to adapt your life to live with diabetes, but don't let it define you. And finally, remember to have fun along the way, and remember to celebrate the success. Those little things that you achieve every day are important, because every day now, living with type 2 diabetes is a battle. It doesn't come without its challenges. So remember to celebrate the success, have fun along the way, and you'll be a better person and a healthier person for it. So thank you for your listening. I look forward to catching up with you in the final video, which will be video number 6, which will be a summary of the highlights of this series. I hope you found this enjoyable, and look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers.